Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to another video where I sort of go on about my love for physical media and mostly movies, Blu-ray, DVDs, and dabble a little bit of the 4K. And if you watched my last video, it was kind of rambling, but kind of a love letter to why I collect physical media. And as I record this, I haven't seen any comments yet. In fact, the first video hasn't even been posted yet. But I'm really hoping to start like a little dialogue, a little community, and just expressing our love for physical media. And hopefully it ignites a fire under me to watch some of the stuff that I have had sitting on the shelf that I've never watched. I'm going to start revisiting classics, to me, classics and old movies that I haven't seen in a really long time. My memory is fried at this point. So there's movies that people say, hey, have you seen this? And of course I've seen some of these things, but it's been so long I don't remember anything about it, any specifics, couldn't quote it. So we're going to start getting back into that. But today I just thought I'd do a video on my top 10 movies. And at first I was going to differentiate the difference between my favorite movies and what are called like desert island movies, where if you were stranded on a desert island, these are the movies that you'd want to take with you. And as I'm looking at the pile, it's sort of one and the same. Of course, it could change at any moment, but I have 10 movies here that I really feel sum up my absolute favorites, but also I wouldn't mind rewatching them over and over and over if these are the only 10 movies I had on a desert island for an unspecified amount of time. So we'll start off with number 10. Number 10 is a technical monumental achievement in the world of film. And it's one of those movies that I do not think will ever be replicated or made in similar fashion again. The term or the phrase, they don't make them like that anymore, applies to a lot of things, especially now, but more so than most, it's this movie. Number 10, Roger Rabbit. I just don't think they're ever going to have the rights to that many characters. I mean, you had Warner Brothers, you had Disney, you had all sorts of different characters in one movie, and just the technical achievement with the practical effects and marrying animation and live action. I mean, you could do that on your computer nowadays, I think, but this is a technical achievement and definitely a movie that the more times you see it, the older you get more of the jokes. Absolutely love this movie, and I would bring this with me on a desert island. Coming in at number 10, Roger Rabbit. This is the 25th anniversary edition. Can't tell you about the specs on this one, but I do know that I absolutely love this movie, and that's why it's number 10. Number 9 is probably a movie that had an impact on an entire generation. I think it changed independent film, and the person directing this has become a brand in and of itself. And number 9 is Pulp Fiction. This here is the 4K. It's one of the first 4Ks I ever bought. I actually haven't even watched this version yet. But I got this on a massive sale when I was dabbling in 4K. My son got a PlayStation 5, and after a couple months it dawned on me that it has 4K capabilities, so then I started picking out a few of my favorites. I think there's a couple of others that show up in 4K in this pile, one or two. Anyway, Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino, just a tremendous movie, at least for me. This is probably one of the movies that really made me pay more attention to film and the language of film and writing and stuff like that. Just a phenomenal film, and of course turned Samuel L. Jackson into a household name and probably the master of the F-bomb. So number 9, Pulp Fiction. Number 8 is, in my opinion, one of the most hilarious movies of all time and has the greatest rewatch value of many of these on the list. They all have rewatch value to me. This one is a favorite, something I quote often to this day. It's Jim Carrey at his absolute best, and it's Dumb and Dumber. This movie still makes me laugh after all these years. It is an absolute classic to me. I'm sure it's a classic to everybody else. But if I were to be on a desert island, I would want this with me to help me forget about the possibility of never getting saved. This one hasn't even been opened yet. I've seen this movie a zillion times, But as I go through this list, I'm going to start breaking the plastic off and start watching these. But prior to this, I had the standard DVD, and so that's why I probably replaced it with this and just haven't gotten to it yet. So coming in at number 8 is Dumb and Dumber. Alright, now we're getting to number 7. Number 7 is a movie that I saw, I believe, 7 times in the first week. I got wrapped up into the new wave of young and upcoming filmmakers. He sort of surfaced around the same time as Quentin Tarantino, and I watched his first movie. I liked it. I know it gets a lot of rave reviews for how cheap it cost, but then when he did the bigger budget follow-up / remake, in my opinion, number 7 is Desperado. Now this is part of a 2-pack with El Mariachi, which is a good film, but Desperado to me was like watching, I don't know, felt like someone that I had known go on to graduate to a big budget movie after El Mariachi. And I don't know, Desperado is just so good. Antonio Banderas, an absolutely stunning Selma Hayek, not to be taken seriously. There's stuff in here that is ridiculous, but it was pulled from like just action movies from Japan and stuff like that. There's people flying through the air when they get shot. I mean, it's just phenomenal. It's fun. It comes in, it does its thing, and it goes. I could watch this all the time. So coming in at number 7 is Desperado. Alright, we are headed to number 6. And number 6 is probably on everybody's list of classics, at least of modern classics. It is Kurt Russell in Tombstone. I'm not a huge Western fan. I know that's sacrilege when it comes to movies and critiquing them. But as far as generation, for me, this is probably a defining Western to me. This and Unforgiven are probably 2 of the best that have come out in my time of watching a lot of films. But this is just a badass movie. Kurt Russell, are you gonna do something or are you gonna bleed? You know, there's all that. When I rewatched this, Val Kilmer should have got a supporting actor nomination at the very least. When you watch it, to me, it's a stunning performance. I don't know who he was up against that year, but it is an unbelievable performance, and the movie is just so darn good, and that's why this movie comes in at number 6 as one of my all-time favorites / desert island discs. Alright, we're at the halfway point, and this was a movie that I was originally not going to see in theaters, and then people in my circle said it is way better than you think, way better than people are going to give it credit for, and that is Live, Die, Repeat, which I believe is also called Edge of Tomorrow. They had some marketing mishaps with the titling. I think it was Edge of Tomorrow in theaters and Live, Die, Repeat when they released it. Some confusion in the marketplace. It was Tom Cruise, it was Emily Blunt, and like people said, it was way better than I expected. Loads of rewatch value. The sci-fi version of Groundhog Day and repeating in a very video game style, repeating until you get it right type of thing. Great movie. I'm hoping that since Tom Cruise is dabbling in sequels now at this age, that this is being one heavily considered. I think it would be fun. I mean, this movie is good. And talk about rewatch value. That's why it comes in at number 5 at the halfway point. Only got 4 more to go, and it's only going to go up from here. So that's number 4 is one of the last hand-drawn animated movies, I think, that came out in 1999, maybe. The Iron Giant. Again, this one is not opened. I had the original DVD and replaced it with the Blu-ray. Haven't got to watch this yet. But this is Brad Bird directed movie for Warner Brothers. I remember seeing this at a screening when I lived in LA. I had special tickets to like a way advanced screening, and I didn't know what to expect. I just liked animation, and I was big into like comic book conventions and action figures and stuff back then. And I was always bummed that when it came out, it did not meet with wide critical acclaim at first. It did not catch on until years later after people had watched it at home. But this is an all-time classic, and heartfelt, and sort of like an E.T. type of feel. Just a great movie. Incredible rewatch value. I was able to introduce this, I believe, to my son when he was younger, but I don't know if it stuck as well as it did with me. But I was in my 20s, late 20s when this came out. Number 4 is The Iron Giant. Alright, so we're at number 3. Number 3, this comes in a pack of movies. It's a collection of 5 films, but we are focusing on number 3 in this series. Number 3, I think, has gotten a lot of love in the years since it came out, but I do not know if it was loved when it was originally released. So this is the Die Hard collection, and yes, number 1 is always number 1. But I've seen it 1,000 times. I've actually seen part 3, and that's what we're talking about today. Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance, is my favorite of these movies. I love the original. The original is always the original. But as far as a third version, in a time where they were not coming out back to back like they do now, like it seems like every year, boom, boom, boom. This was a time when you had to wait years. So they come back with Die Hard with a Vengeance, the original director, and I just think it's the coolest. They take it outside of an enclosed set piece and open up to New York City, and Jeremy Irons is in it, and it's just amazing. Absolutely love this movie. Love the banter with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis. Absolutely love part 3. I loved it when I saw it. I loved how it starts, the explosion. I love how there's a lot going set in the background that feeds the plot, and the stolen trucks and the gold and the kid you could steal City Hall. I mean, there's so much about this movie that I absolutely love. Just talking about it brings a smile to my face. So we're talking Die Hard with a Vengeance. That's the third one in the series as a Desert Island disc. If I could get away with it, I'll probably bring the whole 5-pack and just try to convince the person taking me that there's just one movie in here. I don't care for A Good Day to Die Hard or Live Free or Die. He started to become a superhero in those. But the first 3 are good. The first 2 are good. I mean, the first one is the first one. But 3 just really, for a third movie in their very early 90s, they could have easily just phoned it in. I do not think they phoned it in. Number 2. I think a lot of people are going to be like, of course. But number 2 comes from a series of films from the Star Wars universe. And I'm sure everyone out there is going to say it's the first one. It is not. It is Empire Strikes Back we're talking about from this series. That is the second one in the original trilogy, for those of you that don't know. Between this one and my number 1, whenever somebody asks me my favorite movie, these 2 are always interchangeable depending on the day and the mood that I'm in. But not only is Empire Strikes Back a great and almost perfect Star Wars movie, it is just a good movie that just happens to be Star Wars related. Just how it's done. They spend so much time with the character and getting to really care for these characters and things like that. Of all the Star Wars movies, I think I've watched that one the most. When it comes to watching these, I tend to gravitate towards that one the most. It's just one of my all-time favorite movies, and I am very happy to call this my Desert Island movie number 2, The Empire Strikes Back. Alright guys, we made it to the number 1 spot, and this movie I have seen probably more times than any other movie in this pile. I absolutely love this movie. It is like 3 movies in one. It's a mob movie, it's a drug movie, it's a suspense movie. I think it has more F words than any other movie ever made. That might not be true with The Departed and Casino, but we are talking about 1990s Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese cinema. The meme cinema That is this. I've seen this movie over 30 times. I remember seeing it in the theater. I think I was working for AMC at the time. And I saw it. I recognized its brilliance then. My dad, who grew up with the Godfather movies as his thing, I took him to see this. I was like, Dad, you've got to see this Mafia movie. It is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. There is so much to love about this movie. This is the 4K Ultra HD version. Again, I have not watched this version yet, but I had the Blu-ray forever. In fact, it is a Blu-ray that I will not get rid of because the packaging is so cool, and I try not to be that guy that holds on to stuff just for that. But I found a massive sale somewhere online when I was dabbling in 4K, and I figured I would type in some of my favorite films. So Goodfellas was at the top of the list. I think I got this for like $8 or $9. I am looking forward to watching this in the coming weeks. Actually, this is on a list of movies to watch in the next couple weeks. I'm looking forward to watching this on 4K. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching that. It's my top 10 favorite movies / desert island discs. If I was trapping on a desert island, those are the 10 movies that I would like to bring with me. If you have made it this far, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe. Please share this video with other people that enjoy physical media. Also, comment below, make your list, make your top 10 list. If you were trapped on a desert island, what 10 movies would you bring? And your list can never be wrong. It's your list. Please feel free to sound off in the comments how wrong my list is, but remember, it is my list. And I'm looking forward to hearing what movies you guys would bring. I'm also looking forward to making more videos that highlight different movies in my collection. And yes, if you've made it this far, like I said, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe. I thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to try to do these on a much more regular basis. I want to create a small community and feedback and chime in and talk about movies, talk about physical media, talk about Blu-ray. What do you recommend? What do you think I should watch? What do you want my opinion on? And we will go from there. Again, thank you so much. Stay tuned for more videos. See you in the next one. Catch you later. Bye-bye.